geometry students, to the homework help video, page 606, the mid-chapter review. Let's go ahead and get started with these 12 problems. Okay, I was getting ready to cover these answers up, but you know what? I mean, we're going to see them sooner or later, so here we go. Number one, a right cone, okay? A right cone. Well, let's see which one of these figures over here is a right cone. Obviously, it's solid B, so, as I look over here at my answers, let me get my mouse working here. Solid B is letter H, and so obviously the answer is letter H. Number two, number of edges of solid C. Well, here's solid C down here, right here, and of course an edge is this right here, where two faces meet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 4 down here, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we would have 8 edges. That's letter F, 8. Number 3, the lateral area of solid A. Now, solid A is a right cylinder. Okay, so if you remember the formula to find the surface area of a right cylinder, it is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. But notice it says right here in number 3, we're looking for the lateral surface area, the lateral area. So what I taught you is to get rid of this part of the formula and use this part here only for lateral area. So we have 2 times 3.14 times the radius, which is 2, times the height, which is 5. Now, before you start typing all this into your calculator, do you notice how all of these answers over here, none of them are decimals? They're either written in terms of pi or they're written with a square root. So what that tells me is this: they don't want us to use 3.14 for pi. Instead, they want us to use pi. So I'm not going to put 3.14. I'm going to put 2 times pi times 2 times 5. Okay? Well, 2 times 2 is 4 times 5 is 20. So you end up with 20 pi, and it's centimeters, and it's area, so centimeters squared. And notice that matches perfectly letter L right here, 20 pi centimeters squared. So sometimes they will want you to write your answer in terms of pi, and you could tell in this case they did want us to, because because there's no decimal answers here. Okay. All right, moving on now to number 4, the area of the base of solid A. So now they want us to find just the area of the base of solid A. So here is solid A right here, and they want us to find the area of this circle. Okay, well, how do we find the area of a circle? We know that it's pretty simple: pi r squared. So pi r squared. No, usually we're going to put 3.14 for pi, but today they want us to leave pi, and then for r I'm going to put 2, and then squared. 2 squared is 4. 2 times 2 is 4, times pi is 4 pi, and it's area, so centimeters squared. So where would that be? Right here, 4 pi centimeters squared. Letter A. Letter A. Alright, moving on to number 5. Number 5 says surface area of solid A. The surface area. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. The formula is 2. Actually, guys, we just found, well, I'll go ahead and figure it out. 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So I'm going to put 2, and then pi, and then square the radius in your head. The radius is 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 pi, then we have r times h, radius times height. Well, the radius is 2, the height is 5, so 2 times 5 is 10. So now I have 8 pi plus 20 pi, because 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 10 is 20. Add those together, just like if you had 8x plus 20x in algebra, you would write 28x, correct? Sure you would. Well, here we have 8 pi and 20 pi, so we're going to write 28 pi. Now that is area, so it's going to be centimeters squared. Do we see that answer anywhere? Yes, right here. Letter D. Alright, okay, moving on now to number 6. They want us to find the regular pyramid. Well, let's see, the regular pyramid is right here, and that's solid C. So the regular pyramid is solid C, letter J. Alright, number 7, area of the base of solid C. Alright, well, here's solid C right here. Now it's a regular pyramid. Remember, if you have a regular pyramid, the base will always be a regular. It will be regular also. In this case, a regular quadrilateral. So, if the pyramid's regular, which it is, then the base will be regular also. Of course, that means all the sides are the same. So if this is 8, this is 8, this over here is 8, and this is 8 over here. Okay? So what we have is a square for the base, and to find the area of a square is very simple. It's just simply the side times side. 8 times 8 would be 64 centimeters squared. Alright? 64 centimeters squared. Here it is. Letter C. Letter C. Alright, next, number 8, we're going to find the surface area of solid B. The surface area of solid B. And so here we go. First of all, if we're going to find the surface area of solid B, we have to recognize what it is. It is a right cone, okay? A right cone. Now the formula I gave you is surface area equals pi r squared plus pi rl. Now L is the slant height, okay? And we need to find the slant height right now very quickly. Now notice there's no decimals over here. So when we go to find the slant height, we got to leave it as a square root, okay? So here's my height. Here's my radius. I have a right triangle right here. And this green line is the slant height right here. So I've got to find that missing part of the triangle. So I have a leg is 6, a leg is 3. I've got to find the hypotenuse. So 6 squared plus 3 squared equals hypotenuse squared. That would be 36 plus 9. So 45 equals 8 squared. Take the square root of both sides, and we get the square root of 45 equals h. Now break this down, guys, okay? Break this down. 45 is the same thing as 9 times 5. We know the square root of 9, so cross it off and put a 3 on the outside. So our slant height is 3 square root of 5, okay? 3 square root of 5. Now, Mr. Error, why did you find that? Because the formula right here said I have to know the radius. Well, I know that, but I have to know the slant height, and I did not know that. So now I have pi times radius squared. Well, the radius is right here. It's 3. Square the 3, we get 9. Plus pi times, now look, I have radius times slant height. Everybody see it? Radius times slant height. Well, the radius is 3. The slant height is 3 square root of 5. Multiply those together. 3 times 3 square root of 5. You multiply outside number times outside number. So 3 times 3 is 9 square root of 5. Okay? Now, what they did in their answer right here, letter G, is they simply did this. What I would have done is this, to be honest with you. I would have simply probably left it 9 pi plus 9 pi square root of 5. Now, if you want to try to add them together, it's difficult to do because, yes, they're both pi, but this has a square root, and you can never add a term that doesn't have a square root with one that does. For example, watch this carefully. If I have 2 plus 3 square root of 5, I cannot add those together because there's no square root of 5. Now, if I had 2 square root of 5 plus 3 square root of 5, you add your outside numbers, and you would get 5 5 square root of 5. You definitely learned that in Algebra 2. You should have hopefully learned it in Algebra 1. But either way, I would have probably just stopped right here with my answer. But here's what they did. They said to themselves, okay, this term has a 9 pi, and this term here has a 9 pi, so we're going to pull a 9 pi out of both of those. Okay, it's called factoring. And so we're going to pull out what's common, and what's common is a 9 pi. So pull out a 9 pi, and when you pull that out, you put a 1 here, because 9 pi times 1 is 9 pi, and over here you put a positive square root of 5, because 9 pi times square root of 5 is 9 pi square root of 5. And then of course you put centimeters squared. So that answer there is exactly like the one they have right here, letter G, but I would have totally accepted this right here. Okay? Okay, letter G. Moving on to number 9. Number 9 says, find the height of the solid C. Well, I think they give it to us. No, they don't. Okay, so we got to find the height of solid C. So here's the height coming down right here, right to the middle. Then we come straight over, and here's my slant height right here. Now, this is a right triangle, so we're looking for this length right here that I'm highlighting right here. Okay, I'm going to call that X. Now this whole side is how long? 8. So that means this length from here to here is 4, half of 8. So I know the hypotenuse is 6, and one of the legs is 4, and I'm looking for another leg. So I have a leg squared plus a leg squared equals my hypotenuse squared. So I have x squared plus 16 equals 36. Subtract 16 from both sides. X squared equals 20. Take the square root of both sides. X equals the square root of 20. Now, we can break that down. 20 is the same thing as 4 times 5. Okay? So cross off the 4, take the square root of 4, put a 2 on the outside. So we end up with 2 square root of 5. That would be the height right here of the regular pyramid. Alright? And here it is right here, 2 square root of 5. Okay? Alright, now let's go ahead and leave that there in case we need that later. I'm not sure if we will, but I'm going to slide that right up here for the height of the regular pyramid. Now number 10 says to tell the number of vertices of solid C. Well, there's a vertex here. There's one here. There's one here. There's one back here in the corner. And there's one up here. So I'm saying 5. Letter K, 5. Alright? Now, find the slant height of solid B. Well, guys, look. Slant height of solid B. We already did it. Right here. The slant height is 3 square root of 5. We already did it. So that would be letter E right here. 12, the surface area of the solid C. So in other words, we're going to find the surface area of this regular pyramid. Okay? Now the formula I gave you for finding the surface area of a regular pyramid is this. Do you remember? Capital B for area of the base plus 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. Okay? So here we go. The area of the base is easy. 64. 8 times 8. 8 times 8. The perimeter of the base would be 8 times 4. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. 32. And then the slant height would be 6. They gave that to us. Alright? So what I'm coming up with would be, now, I'm thinking, did we use this one already? Yes, we did. Should have crossed it off. We used that right up here for letter number 3. Alright, so let's see. Making sure we're not making any mistakes here. We have 64 plus 96. 1/2 times 32 times 6 is 96. Add these two together and you will get 160. And it is area, so 160 centimeters squared, which is the answer, letter I. Now guys, this is a really good, solid review. So please, if you have questions on this, if you're confused, back it up and watch the parts again that you need to, okay? But it's very important that you understand what you're doing here, okay? Alright, moving on. That's it. So guys, I hope this homework or this mid-chapter review video has been a help to you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or email.